Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today I'm going to be tying for you a woolly booger. Now normally everybody ties them in olive, and yes, olive does work very well, but I needed to replace a brown one in my box, so I'm going to tie a brown one for you. Alright, I always say like this is one of the best starting out flies for beginners because it does a lot of techniques that will help you out along your fly tying journey. So the first thing I'm going to start with is this is a 5262 size 6 hook. I have a gold tungsten bead. I'm going to take some 020 lead wire. I'm going to go ahead and build some weight into this fly. So you just want to make touching wraps all the way up till about there. So we're going to leave that little bit of a gap because I'm going to slide this up. So from here, just take that, slide it up, and that will seat that bead up there on the eye. Now I'm going to take my brown thread, and here I'm using UTC. I'm going to start my thread back here at the back. Now one unique thing that I'm using on here, and I know you guys probably saw it, I'm using these MSC mini barred marabous in brown and black. These things are pretty cool. At first I really, once I bought them, I really kind of didn't like them all that much because, with my bugger marabou tails, I like to really have a fluffy marabou, and these are really pointed. So I'm not as hot on them, but I will say last time I fished this brown and black, I caught a 20-inch tiger trout on it. So I mean, if he didn't care, I don't care. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these feathers, I'm going to hold them about the length of the hook. I like a little bit longer of a tail. You don't want a real short tail, but about the length of the hook. And then I'm going to transfer that to my material hand, and then for my thread hand, I'm going to tie it down nice and easy. And each concentric wrap, I'm moving forward up the shank. Now you have one or two options. If you didn't put all the lead wire on there, then you could lay all this down, wrap above it, and then come back. But since I have done the lead, I'm going to try and trim right up to the back edge of where that lead is, where that gap is. So I'm going to cut those feathers out and trim them up so that they become the thread dam behind that lead. Now if you're not breaking your thread every once in a while when you're tying, you're not tying tight enough. So I'm not really going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to keep on going with my fly. Start that thread again. Whoa, hook point got that one. I'm having fun. Now I like to kind of show you this, show you these, not these mistakes because they're not really mistakes, but these issues that pop up because not everybody, everyone's going to come across that kind of issue right there. Going too fast, touching the hook point, and a lot about fly tying is how you recover. So as you can tell, I pulled those little broken ends down so that I could tie them in and make sure that they were stuck down. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some copper wire. This is UTC. I'm just going to lash this in kind of nice and loose. And then I'm going to take my variegated chenille and I'm going to pull some of that off the back end of it. And I'm trying to do it a little bit longer, and the reason why is I don't want a whole bunch of material all tied in at the same spot at this back end and it cause any kind of bumps. Now if you want to completely do away with the bumps, you could do, put that marabou, like I said, all that tail and whatever, all that extra, and stick it in there like that. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go ahead and begin to wrap my body. I'm just doing touch and wraps all the way up. Trim that excess out. Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my booger hackle. And I try to make sure it's not too crazy big, but also I want it to be nice and flowy. So I'm going to strip some ends off there. I'm going to do what's called a figure eight. So I'm going to do one on one side, and I'm going to come back around like this and do one on the other side. Then over to the left, and then over to the right. And that's going to lock that feather in exactly where I want it. Then from here, I'm going to go ahead and start my wrap. Now as you can see, that wrap didn't want to start right. So we have the inside of the feather and the outside. So we have the shiny side and the dull side. I want the shiny side to lead. So I want the shiny side going this way and the dull side going that way. That way the natural shape of the feather, that's a busted up deal, but the natural shape of the feather will flow like it's supposed to. So I do 2 wraps in the front, and then I slowly start making my way back. Then once I reach my tail, I pick up my wire and I grab that feather exactly where it is. And now I don't try to do anything crazy. I just wrap the wire through the fibers and just make it happen. If you go quick, won't lay any of those fibers down, and you'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you take this, helicopter it out. And you whip finish. I'm having a time today. That's not good. Let's see if I can sneak this. There's definitely going to be some glue on that one. Make sure I get that done well. So after I fix my mistake, everything looks good. Now from here, what you can do, let me get rid of this fuzz best I can. What you can do is you can take your fingers and you can pinch your fly, and this will start to angle those fibers back so they're not just straight up and out at you, where everything's flowing back. Then from there, take myself a little bit of head cement. Build me up a little bit all the way around, since I had that little bit of a break there. Head cement will soak down in. And there is your woolly booger. There's a lot of good techniques in there for beginners on how to palmer a hackle, how to throw wire in between it. Don't have to really worry about it. Throwing in your marabou tail, a couple different ways to do it. And if you wanted a fatter body, you could, like I said, leave all those butt ends and tie those all the way up. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.